So far, we've worked on a profile page project. We have all of the pages done, and each of the page has some meaningful content, and all of it is mobile responsive. Everything looks sensible on the mobile phone. So now we're at a point where we need to consider optimizing the code associated with our website. So what we're going to do is, in this video, I'm going to show you how to organize the code in our project folder so that it becomes easy to work with and also to share and collaborate with. So the first thing we're going to do is organize the files in this directory so that it makes sense. So right now we have a folder called images, and then we have a few HTML files, and then a CSS file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two additional folders here. One for pages, another for CSS. And inside the images folder, I'm going to create another new folder saying BG, where we can put our background images. So I'm going to copy these two and put it over there. And I'm also going to create another folder for gallery. So I'm going to copy all of these images and put it in here. And now we're going to move the avatar image into the images folder so that all of our images are within this folder, and inside of that we have subdivisions as to what other kinds of images can be found in this folder. As for the pages folder, it will contain the HTML files that we need. So I'm going to copy these other files. I'm going to leave out the index.html file, which is always supposed to be in the root folder. So this is the root folder, but these additional files can be moved to this pages folder. And I'm also going to move the style.css file into the CSS folder. And now if you look at our project, it's very organized. We know what kind of folders there are. We have the style folder, we have the images folder, and then we have the pages folder, and then we have the entry point for our project, which is the index.html. So one thing to note is that most HTML projects and websites will have an index.html, which is considered to be the entry point of that website. So this will be the file that we open to get into the website, and from within there we can go into other parts of the website. So this is considered to be the entry point of our project. So now if you open this, you'll see that all of our CSS is gone, our image is broken, and if you go to the about page, it's missing. And if we go back and see some of the other pages, they're also missing. So a lot of our links are broken and our CSS is gone and the image is gone. Obviously the reason is that we've changed the address of these files, and if you look at the HTML code of this index.html, we haven't changed the addresses of the references that we've given here, for example in the href or the src. So we need to update these references so that they match the new address of these files. So let's do that now. So all of the pages are inside the pages folder. So all of them are here. So we need to update that here. So I'm going to say pages /pages/. So that should fix that. And here the avatar image is inside the images folder. So we just need to add images /, and that should fix that. And of course the other thing is the style. So here we can say css/style.css, and that should fix the reference for the style sheet. Now let's save this and let's go to our other pages and update the references there. So I'm gonna do open with Notepad. So here we can do the same thing that we did in the index file, because from here the CSS file is in a different folder. So we have to basically go to the parent folder from here. So that would mean double dot, and that would go here, and then we need to say css/style.css. And again here in the menu items we need to update the reference for the other HTML files. So the index.html file, from the about file, if you go to the parent folder, we have the index.html file here. So that means we have to add the double dot operator here to go to the parent folder and look for the index.html file. And as for the gallery and contact, it's right next to the about page, so we don't need to update these. So let's save that. Let's go to the contact page now. So again here we need to go to the parent folder and CSS, and then here again we need to go to the parent folder for this. The remaining should be fine. And gallery. So here again we need to go to the parent folder first and then CSS and background images. So the background images are here in the images folder inside of BG. So first of all, from the pages we need to go to the parent folder. Okay, so that means we need to add double dot, and inside the images folder we're going to need to add BG, and inside of there we have the BG2, so that should be fine. And here again we need to go to the parent folder first and then do for the index.html file. And here we need to first, from here we need to go to the parent folder and then go to the images and then go to the gallery and then look for these images. So first we need to add the double dot operator and then go to images and then go to gallery and then the one or whatever. So we'll copy this part and we'll paste it here. Okay, so that is done now. And now it's time to refresh this and check how it is doing. Okay, now our CSS is back and our files are also working. And everything seems to be in order. Okay, so we've done a couple of things here. One is we've reorganized the files and also we updated the references to those files. So now what we need to do is let's go to the HTML files. And if you look at here, our indentation is very off here. So in some places the indentation is right and the other places it's not. So what we can do for this is we can go to a new tab and say HTML formatter. And we'll see a lot of results here, which are basically tools to format your HTML code. So we can actually go to any of these. And what we'll need to do is we need to copy our HTML code and then paste it here and then format HTML. And it will give us a formatted HTML code. So let's copy that and come back here and paste it all. So now we'll have a formatted HTML code. Okay. So let's, like this, we can do to every one of the files. And the reason we're doing this is basically to make sure that our code is readable. And when somebody comes and looks at our code, it is easy for them to understand what's going on here. So all of our HTML files are okay now. Now let's go to CSS formatter, because even our CSS file needs to be updated. So let's go to our CSS file and select the whole thing and copy it and paste it here and beautify CSS and copy this to the clipboard and then paste it here. Okay, so we can modify it additionally. Okay, so all of our properties are properly aligned here, and we can modify this file further in case we find something that we can improve. And one of the things that I wanted to improve is basically that if we look at this page on your phone, we see that all of these input tags are full width, but on the desktop it's kind of uneven. So we can simply improve this by, like moving this stuff outside. So we can take this and put it here, and also move this down here. Okay, similarly we can add these to the select and delete this and save this. And now if you come here and see this, you can see that it's done those improvements. So it's done those improvements, but I feel like we don't need the input fields to be this big for the desktop side. So what we can do is we can move the height part alone back to the media query. And we can delete this here. Let's see how that looks. Okay, this looks better now. One more minor change that I want to make is give these fields a border radius. So there's a property called border radius. I'll show you what that does. So if you see here, it's given a rounded edge to the borders of these input fields. We can actually minimize the amount of curvature by minimizing this pixel value. So let's try a 2 pixel border radius. And here you can see that it's got a rounded corner compared to this. So let's add that rounded corner to everything. So you can see that all of the input fields have a rounded corner, and this just looks better. Let's see how that looks on the mobile, and it looks better than before. So now that we made some changes on the CSS file, let's do the formatting again. And copy to the clipboard and paste it. Okay, so we've done all of the improvements. So let's review what we've done so far. The first thing we did was inside the project folder, we reorganized the files into different subfolders in order to make it more sensible. And then we went into each of these HTML files to update the references of those files and images. And then we formatted the HTML code in each of the files so that it's easy to read. And then we modified the CSS file again to both format and also to improve the CSS a little bit. So now our project is very organized, and whatever changes we make additional to this will be easy to do and easy to read. So this is something to keep in mind every time you work on a project. It's important not only to get the result that you desire, but also you should do it in a way that's very organized and easy to read, even for a stranger. So next time when somebody else comes to work on your project, it should be easy for them to navigate your files and read your code and understand what you have done. This is very important when you're working on a large project so that it's easy to collaborate. So that's it for this video. I hope this was helpful. Please make sure to like and share this video, and also do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for notifications. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.